Oh, hello there guys, Francis Gray here and welcome back to a brand new video build. And in today's build we're going to be finishing off the Plants vs Zombie chess set, and today we're going to be focusing on the zombie pawns. I'll see you after this. Okay guys, so if you've been following these builds, this is the last video of the last build, but it's going to be a big one because obviously we have to make 8 characters that are the same character. They look a little bit different, but also they are the same. So yeah, I know that sounds confusing, but you'll see when I get to the end of the video. So yeah, so nothing else much to say really, just sit back and enjoy, and I'll crack on and build these, and I will see you at the end. Okay guys, so now to start this build off, yes you guessed it, I went to my favourite website, which is thingiverse.com, and I typed in PVZ or Plants vs Zombies, and thankfully this stereotypical zombie turned up. So what better for the zombie pawns than just the traditional zombie. So these are what you mainly face in all the games, so this screams pawn to me, if ever there was one. So I did think maybe possibly the little imp zombie, but unfortunately I couldn't find any files on that, so I thought I'd stick with the traditional zombie. So this was uploaded by a user called Ebros, and thankfully it was a really good file to work with. So after downloading it, I then put it into another software called Matter Control, where I could add like a circular base to the bottom of the feet. And then I could, once it was all solidified and it was all saved as one STL file, I then went ahead and chopped it up into various little parts, just so it would be a lot easier and a lot simpler to 3D print. So after arranging it in many ways, so we've got the same file, but 4 of them are just as is, and then 4 of them have been flipped over and reversed, so they are very similar, but they're like slightly different at the same time, so it adds a little bit of variety to the same file again and again and again. So yeah, so now I've got these files, I'm going to set them all out and we can go ahead and print these off.
One eternity later.
Okay guys, so here we have 4 printed off zombie pieces. So I've got the other 4 mirrored, currently printing at the moment. So while those are getting made, we'll go ahead and we'll crack on with these 4. So as you can see here, it's all connected via like a thin skin of filament, connecting it all. So I'm just going to go in with various tools and do my best to clean these up. So after taking a while to clean up as much as I could, for the next stage I went in with some various files, and we're just going to go ahead and give this a quick once over and just see if we can get rid of all those little tiny imperfections.
Alright.
And now that we've gone ahead and cleaned up as much as possible, for the next stage we're going to go ahead and light a candle, and then we're going to get some long pliers and we're going to try and hold these pieces as best we can, and we're just going to lightly run them over the naked flame. Basically what that does is it just goes ahead and melts the surface layer slightly, so it like relaxes the layer lines. So you do get a little bit of like black soot over it, but we can go back in with more files and file that away. So some people would see this as a little bit tedious, but it does go a long way to making these filament prints a lot more better, usable, and not as visible layer lines. Just don't take too long because we don't want any unwanted warpage. So once we went ahead and cleaned off all that soot, for the next stage I'm going to go in with good old fashioned white wood filler, and I'm just going to get a little dab of it on the enemy finger, and I'm going to gently rub it over the surface details of the 3D print, and then basically that just goes in and fills in any unwanted imperfections. Same again, leave it to dry, and then if you see anything like looking like it's a miss, then you can just go in with more files. It doesn't take much to sand this stuff, but it does go a long way to getting rid of those unwanted layer lines.
Oh wait, you serious? Let me laugh even harder.
So after waiting a good few hours for the wood filler to fully cure and then sanding it with another file, for the next stage we're going to go in with some high velocity super glue, and we're going to go ahead and recreate us a zombie. Okay, so we've made our first zombie, so I'll leave him to fully dry. So let's go ahead and crack on with the other three. So after a lot of printing, a lot of filing, a lot of wood filling and a lot of gluing, we finally have 3 more zombies. So I know you're thinking, well, why is there only 4? Because in a game of chess you need 8. So earlier on in the video I said that we mirrored some of the zombie STL files. So they are the exact same files, just flipped around the other way. So they're going to look the same but a little bit different. So it's just a little bit more unique rather than just, you know, spamming the same design 8 times. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to leave these 4 to dry, and then we can go ahead and crack on again, do the exact same steps, but this time with the other 4 mirrored.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore.
Okay, so after doing the exact same process that we did with the first 4, same again, a lot of work, we finally ended up with 8 matching, slightly different zombies for the pawn section of the zombie black side of the Plants vs Zombies chess set. So yeah, a lot of work just to get to this stage, and I've had to cut out probably about 95% of all the footage just so we can keep this nice and simple. But now that we've finally got all 8 ready, let's go ahead and crack on with the spray booth.
It's showtime.
Okay guys, so nothing too crazy at the moment. We're just going to go in with at least 2 coats of a nice grey primer, and we're going to make sure that it gets all nice and even into all nooks and crannies, and then that'll go a long way to making these look a whole lot wholer and all one piece. And once those 4 dried, I then went ahead and replaced them, and then added the next 4. Same again, 2 coats of a nice grey prime, and then we can go ahead and leave those to fully dry.
No way!
And after leaving it a good few hours to fully dry, for the next stage I'm back in the workbench, and I'm going to go ahead with an old stipple brush that I'm not bothered about and some UV resin, and I'm going to take my time and get into all the little surface areas, nooks and crannies, etc. And then once I feel like this is nicely coated, I'm going to go ahead and cook it in the sun.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
And after spending a good few hours of curing that in the sun and under UV lamps, for the next stage we're back into the spray booth, and this time I'm going to go in with a white primer, and we're going to go ahead and coat these once more. Same again, it'll just go a long way to lighten up all the colours, and it'll be easier to paint with a nice white base coat.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, hello there guys. Just wanted to say, if you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button, and if you want to be a legend, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future builds. And yeah, that's about it really. Hit all the buttons and enjoy your time here. So, back to the video. Okay guys, so I'm going to start this off with some natural grey from Model Colour. And for the next part, I'm going to go in with a light grey from Model Colour and a stipple brush, and I'm going to go ahead and do some dry brushing over the dark greys. And for the next part, I'm going to go in with ultramarine blue, and I'm going to go ahead and paint his trousers.
Well, hello, Mr. Fancy Pants.
And now I'm going to go in with a gory red from Game Colour, and I'm going to use a thin brush, and I'm going to try and get down to the back of the mouth just to start highlighting some of the darker recesses. And for the next part, I'm going to go in with a mahogany from Model Air, and I'm going to paint his jacket and his shoes. to go in with a little bit of black acrylic. And next I'm going to go in with a off-white and I'm going to paint the eyes and the tie. And for the next part I'm going to go in with a fine point paint pen.
I like it a lot.
And now I'm going to go in with some Bone White from Game Colour. And I'm going to go over the eyes because the zombies seem to have this like murky kind of white colour. Okay, so for the next part now, I should have pre-thought of this, but I couldn't think of a way to do it realistically. But basically, the zombies all tend to have these like little wispy bits of hair sticking out, and at first I thought we didn't really need it, but now that I'm working on them, I do feel like it's missing those little tiny little bits of hair. So the other day, my daughter was gonna throw away this broken, tangled up, well, I suppose it's a slinky, one of those things that you're supposed to like go down the stairs and yeah, it walks itself kind of a thing. So instead of throwing it away, I thought these cut up into little strands and then drilled and glued into the hair and then painted black would work fantastic. So I've got my drill bit ready, so let's go ahead, fingers crossed this works. So now that we've got our 5 little bits of hair, let's go ahead with some regular everyday super glue. Okay, so let's go ahead and give them a bit of an haircut. Okay, let's go ahead and leave that to dry, and then we can paint it black.
10 seconds later.
And I'm going to go back in with some regular black acrylic, and I'm going to paint the hair, and I'll probably do some eye pupils as well. next I'm going to go in with a red RLM23, whatever that means, from Model Air. And now I'm going to go in with a dead white from Game Colour, and I'm going to go ahead and paint the 5 stripes on his tie. And now I'm going to go in with a slight drier brush of Middlestone from Model Air, and I'm just going to add like a highlight to certain parts of the jacket. And now I'm going to go in with a silver pen, and I'm just going to paint the belt buckle. And once all that was left to fully dry, we're now back into the spray booth, and now I'm going to hit it with at least 2 coats, possibly 3, of a nice gloss varnish, and then that will do 2 things. It'll help seal and protect the paint job, but it'll also give this little character a nice cartoony look. So now that he's been given a gloss varnish, for the next stage we need to go in and we need to add a grey felt base. So I'm just going to go in with some regular PVA glue, put a little thin layer of it, stick them in place, leave them probably a good 8 to 9 hours drying time, and then we can trim it. Okay, let's leave that to dry.
Why?
And now all that's left is to go ahead and trim this. So there you go. So all that's left to do is to do the exact same steps another 7 times, and we can go ahead and add them to the chessboard. So with those added, that means that this chessboard is now complete. So let's go ahead and see the finished results. Okay guys, so I hope you've enjoyed this build. Now, doing 8 zombies was a lot of work, I have to admit, but it was necessary to get this chest set done, and I have to admit it's been a lot of work. It's probably took me off and on probably about 2.5 years to get this fully built and painted, so it was a hell of a lot of work, but I'm happy that I stuck with it, and I am happy with the finished results with making this like a one-off custom chest set. Definitely unique, I can say that. So yeah, so if you've enjoyed this video, please slap that like button, share on Facebook and X, because it helps new people find the YouTube channel, which I'm always appreciative. Thank you for any help. If you have any comments, comment below and I'll get back as soon as possible. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on future builds. And if you want to be a legendary viewer, please take 5 minutes to check out my Patreon page, where with your help we can do these videos full time rather than part time. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. If you like the content that I'm making and you'd like to support my work, here is a few links in the description, but only if you can afford it, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.